5 minutes to save the world, what would you do? This 5 minutes is dedicated to all of you who think you failed school. And I'm here to tell you that school, you didn't fail school. School failed you. So I was talking to someone, and as they were telling me their story, as he was telling me his story, he told me that in about 8th grade, this guy's Filipino, Native American, somebody who's brown. About 8th grade, the school told him he had ADHD and that he had to get on medication. And his mother refused to put him on medication. And so they kicked him out of the school. And so then he bounced around from school to school to school. And he eventually left school. He said he dropped out. I don't like that term. And he got his GED and he went on about his business. And as he's telling me the story, he's telling me, oh, it didn't affect me. It wasn't a big deal. He's like, I'm fine. I'm doing okay. And I was listening to him and I was looking at him and looking at his expressions as he was telling me what he's telling me, because I'm watching. And it did affect him. Of course, it affected him. But we tell ourselves it didn't, so that we don't have to deal with the anger or resentment or anger or confusion. And so one of the first things I said to him was, you didn't drop out of school, so that's the term that he used. I said, you were pushed out of school. There's a difference. And I said, you did not fail school. School failed you. So this is for not just the students who think they failed school, but for the teachers as well. I find the teaching profession to be very arrogant. I find a lot of teachers and our mentality to be very arrogant. In other professions, we would see the people that we serve as our clients. We would meet them where they are, not where we are. And we would help, we would be the bridge from wherever they are to where we would like them to be. But teaching in general, we don't see our students as our clients. We don't find out and discover what's important to them, and then find a way to use what's important to them to teach them whatever it is we want to teach. We don't spend a lot of time getting to know our students or really seeing them as people worthy of respect or whose ideas matter or who should be listened to. They very rarely get opportunities to even express themselves and say what they're about. And as educators, a lot of times we don't care and we think that we're smarter and better. And then when you add white supremacy and making whiteness as the norm on top of that, then you have another layer of arrogance. Because white supremacy already says that white is normal, and what I decide as a middle class person is normal, and you need to come to me. You need to say ask the way I say ask, not ax. You need to speak properly. You need to look me in the eye, because that's, my culture, that means respect. And so all of these ways that we are not respecting our students as clients the same way any other profession would. We are the ones that went to teacher credential school. I have 3 degrees, an AA, a BA, and a master's degree, meaning that I know multiple ways and techniques and strategies to bridge the gap between where my student is and where I want them to be. I'm the one that comes equipped with the toolbox. The student only knows how to be who they are. They're not the one that's spent years in education learning how to educate. So I am not faulting teachers in the sense that I get our jobs are extremely hard, they're impossible, they're insane, they're all of that. And yet and still, it is our responsibility to reach those students. And if we can't reach those students, then be transparent about that. And what I tell my students is, hey, you know what? School wasn't designed for you. They didn't have you in mind when they designed school. School was designed for white property owners. So when you don't see yourself in the curriculum and that makes you not want to be in class, or you're bored or you're checked out, that's the name of the game. Because when you check out, you leave school. I don't want to say drop out, you're pushed out essentially. In addition to, there's all kind of subtle ways that we tell students, you don't belong here, we don't want you here. So why would I keep showing up day after day for the abuse? I'm not. If school doesn't feel safe, if I can't show up as I am, If I can't bring my culture and my interests and everything that makes me me to school, and that's not celebrated, and I never get to study myself, then you can expect me to not have interest. And so it's not a matter of these students not being smart enough or not being capable. We're not teaching them things that are relevant. We're not teaching them things that matter. We're not teaching them things that make an impact on their lives. And so, yeah, they'll stop coming. Nothing to do with anything wrong with them as people, as ethnic groups, everything to do with what's wrong with our education system. You did not fail school. School failed you.